Alright, here we go. Edge of Eternities. Happily picked this box up today to run through this. Open it up a little early. I think it's supposed to be due out Friday, but may as well give this a shot here. Too much cardboard, Wizards. Too much cardboard. Just in case anybody wants to see these. They're pop-outs, basically. I don't think real Magic players use them. Noobs use those. Put this off to the side here. Let's see. We should have a fixed rare in here. And a bunch of lands, usually in foils. Let's see what we got here. Emissary Escort. This creature gets +X/+O, where X is the greatest mana value on all other artifacts you control. There's a couple cards in the set that makes it look cool. These new full art lands are just epic. I love them. All right. These lights are a little bit bright. Dim these down a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. Alright, first pack. See what we get here. Rare should be in the back for play boosters. We got a Sky Warden, Grave Blade Heavy, Divert Disaster, Banishing Light. It's a reprint. We've had that in a number of sets. CMA's Curiosity, Worm Wall Sweeper, Temporal Intervention, Mecha Navigator, Melt Strides Resolver, Faller's Faithful. Oh, that's cool. So it's a removal spell and a creature. Meteor Creator. Choose a color or permanent you control. Add 1 mana of that color. So lands are colorless. So at the very least, this is a colorless land. But Corral of the Void. Enchant creature you control. When an enchanted creature attacks, target creature from defending. Put a target creature from defending player's graveyard into the battlefield under control and attacking. Then your next end step, sacrifice the soil unless a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn or a spell was warped this turn. Interesting. Oh wow, triple rare pack. Unless this is I can't tell if that's uncommon or sacrifice another artifact. Exile the top X cards of your library. X is 1 plus the mana value of sacrificed artifact. You may play those cards this turn. That's interesting. I think that was a triple rare pack. Anyway. Nutrient Block, Indestructible Food, Ice Wave Crasher, Frontline War Ravager, Starbreach Whale, Skittermaw, Radiant Strike, Tiger Mechan, Codecracker Hound, Edge Rover, Dubious Delicacy. These Bygone Colossus are super cool. It's a 9/9 that you can warp into play for 3, so you can use it to station stuff as soon as it comes into play, and then you can play it a later turn for 9. Oh, nice! This is a new Gaia's Cradle. Vendo Waking Haven. You gotta put a lot on it to get it up, but that's still pretty cool. There's a foil in every pack in this set, which I'm not sure if that's normal lately, but first mythic. I don't know if that's worth anything, but we're gonna find out. War Rager, Insatiable Skittermaw, Starbreach Whale, Starport Security, Germinating Worm, Depressure, Melt Strider's Gear, use Social Engineer. I think this is a landfall thing I want for my Omnath deck. It is. You get a 2/2 robot whenever you have a land in play, and it's got a warp ability, which is kind of cool. Sweet. Wedgelight Rammer, Mechan Assembler, Power Depot. This land enters tapped. It's got to be a rare, right? Because it's got the little like thing in the bottom. Add 1 mana. Add 1 mana of any color. Spend this only to cast artifact spells or activate abilities of artifacts. And it's modular. Ends with a +1/+1 counter on it. That's interesting. Sledge class siege ship station. Tap another creature you control. Put charge counter on it. When it hits 7, it's a flying. Whenever it attacks, you can put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. Alright. So it's like an Elvish Piper, but you gotta put a lot into it. Alright. Foil Watery Grave. That's playable. Excited about the dual land reprints in this set. Shocklands are great. That. Alright, what do we got here? Flight Deck Coordinator, Intrepid Tenderfoot, Plasma Bolt, Hull Carver, Mental Modulation, Galactic Wayfarer, Chrome Companion, he's a Corgi, he got no legs, Scout for Survivors, Alfariel, Dreaming Acolyte. Intimidator, Hard Light Containment. Enchant artifact you control when this aura enters, exile target creature, and opponent controls until this aura leaves the battlefield. Enchanted permanent has ward 1. I don't think that's gonna be super great. A little too deep with the foil. Yeah, I don't think that's kind of garbage rare. You gotta put it on an artifact, although it gives something ward. I guess it's a 1 mana exile spell, but it's not flash, which is not great. Anyways, soldier token. Oh, these are backwards. Starfighter Pilot, Sammy's Curiosity, Slag Scrapper, Decode Transmissions, Void Operative, another Wormwall Sweeper, Nano Sentinel, Larval Scoutlander, 3/3 spacecraft with flying at 7+. You can sacrifice a land or a lander. If you do, search your library for 2 basic land cards. Okay. That's weird, man. Okay, so that's kind of like Harrow, but on a body, which is cool, I guess. Basic maneuvers, emergency, eject. Pinnacle Emissary. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a 1/1 drone artifact creature with flying, and this token can block on the creature with flying. Warp it for 1. Interesting. And a foil Decode Transmissions. Another Human Soldier. Orbital Plunge. Embrace Oblivion. Ilvoid Gateblade. Night Luminary. Booming Stinger. Zookeeper Mechan. Command Bridge. Slander's Tab. When Slander's sacrifice it unless you tap and untap permanent you control. Okay. That's kind of like Shimmering Grotto and a bunch of other lands, basically. Tractor Beam. Enchant Spacecraft. Creature. When this aura enters, tap enchanted permanent. You control enchanted permanent. Enchanted permanent doesn't untap during its. So that's only good for stealing stuff with static abilities. It's kind of like blue removal, I guess. Sunstar Lightsmith, Hymn of the Faller. Ooh, a Sacred Foundry. Nice, nice, nice. Might Form Harmonizer, Insect Druid. Whenever a land you control enters, double power of target creature you control until the end of the turn. That's probably pretty good in the landfall deck that I have for Omnath. That'd be another good one. And then Servondum Lucent. Death Touch Lifelink. Whenever he enters the battlefield or attacks other creatures you control, get +1/+0 and gain Death Touch until the end of turn. I think it's alright. He's probably got something to say. Luxnight Breacher, Biosynthetic Burst, Meld Moxite, Comet Crawler, Sinister Cryologist, Auxiliary Boosters, Pinnacle Killship. When it enters, deal 10 damage up to 1 target creature. Lost in Space, named after the show, of course. Spark Mace, Swindle, Caller Zealot, Ravel, Bioengineered Future. This land, when this enters, create colorless. Tap it. Sacrifice this token. Search your library for a basic land card. Each creature you control enters with an additional +1/+1 counter for each land that enters the battlefield under your control this turn. About the end of the last 2 packs. What else are we gonna get? Exosuit Savior, Nutrient Block, Ice Wave Crasher, Frontline War Rager, Insatiable Skittermaw, Star Breach Whale, Mechanozoa, Clawbringer, Vault Guard Trooper, Steel Swarm Operator, Caesarian Dirgecraft, Elegy Alchemy, Lifelink. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you draw a card and lose a life. Void in your end step. If a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn, or spell was warped, create a 2/2 colorless robot token creature. Seeming Ships Engineer. Beginning your end step, if you control 2 or more tapped creatures, create a tap 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature. Blooming Stinger. Tab Land Secret. This one I think ramps actually creates a lander. That's interesting. Beamsaw Prospector, Cloud Skull Technician, Brightspear Zealot, Zookeeper, Mechan, Temporal Intervention, Atomic Microsizer, All Fate Scroll, another Euro Social Engineering, Vote Out, Destroy a target creature, Servondum, Sunstar Exemplar, Vigilance Menace. Whenever another creature you control dies or put into exile, put a +1/+1 counter on Servondum and you gain 1 life. When Servondum dies or is put into exile while its power is 4 or greater, you can destroy up to 1 non-land permanent. Make sure we're missing here. I think these are just the full art lands, which are pretty cool. Love them. Yeah, I like these a lot. These might be my favorites. A lot of people have been talking about them. They all have like a spacecraft or some kind of space scene on them, but they are super cool looking full art. Let's put them all together. Alright. Take a peek at these again. Emissary Escort, Elgi Acolyte, Bioengineered Future, Servondum Sunstar Exemplar, Might Form Harmonizer. It's going to be great with that Tiva deck that's strong and standard. Pinnacle Emissary, Sacred Foundry, Hard Light Containment, Sledge Class Seed Ship, Evendo Waking Haven, Power Depot, not to be confused with Home Depot, Meteor Crater, Corral of the Void, and a foil Watery Grave. That's all she wrote. Peace.